Even as it relates to the one statement, the heaviest statement that a person can make in this life, which is what? La ilaha illallah. The heaviest statement. Let me show you how heavy this statement is. The Prophet ﷺ said, Yawm al-Qiyamah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will single one of his servants out of the crowd. Yastakhlisuhu. Single him out of the crowd, bring him up to the front. Millions and millions and billions of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's creatures standing there. He singles one person out, brings him in front of everybody. And then 99 scrolls will be brought out. 99 سجلا كل سجل مد البصر. Every scroll as far as the eye can see. Scroll, like, you know, you roll it up. So back in the day, this is how they had scrolls, right? So each scroll, 99 scrolls, the angels bring out of this man's record of deeds. Each scroll, when you open it, as far as the eye can see, filled with his deeds, bad deeds. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asks him, هَلْ لَكَ عُذْرٌ? Do you have any excuse for all of these bad deeds that you did? And the man says, I have no udhr, I have no excuse today. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, بَلْ لَكَ عِنْدَنَا عُذْرٌ. No, you have an excuse today. And then a kiffa, a scale, will be brought out. Scale having two hands, two arms. And the 99 scrolls will be put in one scale, and the scale will drop down because of how heavy they are. Then the angel will bring out a bitaqa. This hadith is known as Hadith al-Bitaqa to the scholars of hadith. And for anyone who wants to reference the hadith, it's called Hadith al-Bitaqa, the hadith of the card. The angels will bring out a card that has his Shahada on it. I want you guys to pay attention to this, because every one of us has a Shahada card. Even if you were born and raised Muslim, you have a Shahada card. Because despite what your parents taught you about Islam, you still had to embrace Islam on your own. Aside from what your parents taught you. You had to ultimately take Shahada on your own. And most had to, because many who were born and raised Muslim didn't necessarily stay the course, so they had to come back to Islam anyway. The card will be brought out with his Shahada on it. And the servant will turn to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and say, what is this bitaqa going to do in light of these 99 scrolls that are sitting in this scale? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will turn to the servant and say, nothing. No oppression will be done to you today. The bitaqa, the card, will be put in one scale, and the bitaqa will outweigh the 99 scrolls. And the Prophet ﷺ said, لا يثقل مع كلام الله. Nothing is heavier than the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, meaning La ilaha illallah. There's nothing more heavier than that. That's the heaviest statement that a man can utter, a person can utter in this life. And